Shit, I don't even know since I was 1, really.
What's your favorite one in your collection?
I like the older models, really. I don't like the new ones they got. The new ones they got, like, look like some Transformers and shit. So. Yeah, so it's a question.
So you look pretty juiced up in the fall. Just how is that progression, getting back into the things gone from, rehabbing your injury and just, like, how's it been?
You know, I ain't gonna lie. It was a kind of like the first day back out there in camp. I was kind of getting I was going through the motion, like trying to get a feel for it. My knee and stuff, with that. And I knew I was ready with all the training I did in the off season. So really, the first day was rough because I was just trying to tell my body like it's okay to do this. You've been through this before. You know how to bend, you know how to run, you know how to rush, you know how to do all this stuff. So it's kind of rocky start the first day.
You think it's more about just trusting it rather than it being pretty structurally sound?
Yeah, it's about trusting it because I know it's strong because I'm in the weight room squatting 405 and stuff because Joe and doing all the leg presses and workouts. So I know it's strong. It's about me just trusting it.
You've been shedding the brace too in skill work and then putting it back on for team period.
Yeah.
Is that just trying to get it a little bit more comfortable, or do you just feel like you have no limitations at all with it?
I talked to one of my friends that recently got drafted to the Bucks, Andre Anthony, and he was just saying, when you're doing drills, just take your brace off because it's like when you have the brace on, it's like you're telling your brain, like, you need the brace to do this. Like, you need, what I'm saying? And all your life, since you was born, you never had a brace to do anything else. So he's like, just try to trust it. Force yourself to trust it, So I was like, okay, let me just take my brace off doing the drill stuff and let me just see how. And I took it off. He's like, my mind's like, you can do it, But when I put it on, it kind of put a crutch on my mind, That you can't do it because you got the brace on. So I'm just playing mind games with myself and, my brain, so.
Sorry if I got here late, but I wanted to ask about the loss on the Tooth, and obviously that was a big loss for you guys. Does that put more pressure on you and some of the other guys?
No, no pressure at all, It's an unfortunate loss for the Tooth, on his team because he brought a lot to his team, and honestly, besides Coach Rod, man, he done got me better in a lot of ways, man. So I feel like the loss sucked, but I'm prepared for it. And all of us are just the whole D-line, we prepared for it. Things that we've been through in the off season, things we've been through now, and the things I've been through. So I feel like I've been prepped for this. So I've been prepped for this for my whole life. To step up to be a leader if that's the case.
What are some of those specific things that you've been able to take away from the Tooth through the spring and then now coming into the preseason camp, either by watching him or playing alongside him?
Really just stuff off the field, honestly. How he prepare himself, mentally, how he take down notes and how he just do stuff. I don't really, pay attention to what he do on the field because obviously I'm more athletic too. But technique-wise, man, I pick him apart. I see how he uses his hands and how he step and how he uses our reach footwork and all that stuff. So I take that from him. And like I said, stuff off the field, like in the meeting rooms, I take a lot of that from him. I just pay attention to the stuff that he does. I copy it.
And how much do you think you can bring to the team now that he's not going to be playing, but also still going to be around the team?
I'm sorry, say it again?
How much value do you think you can bring to the team, not as a player now, but more as just sort of a player coach this season?
Oh, a lot, man. He like you said, like a player coach. Man, he's still today in practice, he's like, hey, Vaz, you need to do this, or Joe, or Omar, you need to do this or that. You know what I'm saying? It feels like he's still out there because, he's screaming from the side, like, hey, get it right. So, he's still out there. He still play a big part.
Last season, you talked a lot about Rodrigue and being able to kind of help you evolve as a player, and then you ended up going down, but you said you really were feeling kind of a lot better in terms of how you're kind of rushing the passer and doing things along those lines. How do you feel like your evolving has continued now that you're back from your injuries?
It took a downfall when I got my injury. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I couldn't do the move, and I was just learning how to do his technique. So it's like, dang, when I got the injury, it's like, man, I basically got to start from scratch. Like I said, coming back to fall camp, I was like, okay, now I gotta train it. I gotta emphasize it more. So when I was able to run, and they gave me the go-to, you can do stuff on your own. I was like, okay, I gotta come out here on my own and try to get my body right. Watching film while I'm out there working, you know what I'm saying? Just get my body and my mind right back. So I'm playing catch up again, but it's muscle memory now at this point. So.
Compared a lot with Joe Moore on the other side as far as the defensive end situation is on, and he's pretty athletic as well, as far as his play style and everything. What have you kind of seen from him? He's a younger guy, but he seems to have a lot of potential.
Yeah, Joe, he's explosive, man. And it's good, bro, because when I got here, you know what I'm saying, Joe was I won't say he was struggling, but he was just I guess he was a young guy. He was still coming on weight. And like when the spring got here, like it's just like Joe took like a 180 or whatever. Like he just skyrocketed. Like you see it now. Like Joe, athletic, he always been athletic and fast. It's just now it's like it's here now. And he's showing it, and he's doing a hell of a job.
And it's kind of polished. I mean, he mentioned how it was sort of trusting Rodriguez that kind of got him to that point to now take the next steps. Was there any sort of transition for you when you first came in to sort of adapt to the way that Rodriguez coaches, all of the information that he gives you guys on a daily basis?
Yeah, it was just like the stuff that I used to do back in my old school. Like the way we used to play ball, just get off the rock, play the pass, play the flash. It wasn't like that here. You know what I'm saying? He taught me how to use like I said before last year, he taught me how to use my speed and my quickness to the ability, how the pros do it. It's like he showed us the guys like this is how they do it in the pros. Like you explosive, then you athletic, but you ain't gonna always beat people running off the ball, running off the field. You gotta play technique. You gotta use your hands. Speed ain't gonna work against 6'6", 355 pounds when they running against you, like putting their body on you. So use your hands. Don't use your quickness. You know what I'm saying? He just teach me new stuff like that.
Has there been a comparison at all, a player that you've watched perhaps on film in the NFL that you can like take from that is sort of closer to your game?
So I watch like guys like Brian Burns and the guy from Dallas, Broncos, Randy Gregory, and I watch those two a lot. So I watch a little bit of Von Miller, but those are the main two guys I watch.
And then sort of what are the things that you're like taking from them? Obviously, are they similar to your game, or are there things that you see in their game that can help you advance and sort of implement it?
A lot of similarity, stuff I can improve too, like taking from their game. Like I said, Von, his bend, I can bend as well. Brian Burns, his speed, like off the ball, his first step, and Randy Gregory, his looseness and stuff. So that's like stuff I be taking from them and how they get off the ball, how they in their stands, and like I copy them basically. Like I go home, look at YouTube videos, and I like literally be sitting in my room and just like copying their stands and copying their steps, and that's how I take that to my game.
You guys did some push-ups today on the ball, kind of the drill where you were watching the ball, and people kind of jumped a little bit early. Do you guys feel like you're getting better at that, and you guys are in tune to that and learning about that?
Yeah, because it's like when you first start camp, people don't know. Like it's like you kind of get in a rhythm of just listening to our quarterback and like going off his catch. It's like it's always on one, so you kind of adapt to that. And so like it's good that the offense is doing it, so it's gonna get us ready for the game. And like it sucks as a D-line because you don't never want to jump outside, period, regardless the situation. But like I feel like we gonna get better from that. And like it's just like by next week, like ain't gonna be on the field, but we just gonna be going off the ball.
Defense was the strength of this team last year. Do you think it can be the strength of this team again this year?
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be the strength of this team because, like I said, defense win championships, and that's like everybody. I'm sorry, everybody say that. NFL, hell, high school, NFL, like no matter the defense, it's win championships. And I feel like if we want to go to where we want to go, we got to get the ball back to our offense multiple times and get their offenses off the field, get out on third down. So I feel like we're gonna be the strength, and we gotta be the strength.
Thank